Hey, so Bible lesson. We are on page 106 of your Building Life Castle, and we are again continuing with David and an example of forgiveness. So, as we have stated before, and as we have seen, David is an example of forgiveness because he had a reason to want to kill Saul or be hateful towards Saul, but he actually mourned Saul's death. Okay, can you believe that? So Saul wanted to kill David. When Saul died, David mourned. If we remember the definition of mourning, it is a deep, deep sadness. Okay. So if we move forward and we look down at that chart, it has three traits: a forgiving spirit, patience, and humility. So a forgiving spirit, when it pertains to David, we have to know that even though he had an opportunity to take revenge on Saul, he did not. Okay, so that is your answer for a forgiving spirit. Even though he had an opportunity to seek revenge, he did not. When it comes to patience, David waited patiently for God's time for him to become king. So we talk about patience quite a bit. And in today's society, I know I can say this is true because sometimes, I am so used to, hey, right now, I want what I want right now. And sometimes God doesn't want it that way. Right? We have to wait patiently for him to give us the things that we need and or deserve. It's not about I want it right now. Okay. David could have taken revenge. He could have killed Saul, maybe become king earlier, but he didn't. He waited patiently. And then we have humility. David did not let pride overcome him, but humbly waited for God's time. Humbly waited. Okay, he wasn't angry and bitter at God as he was waiting, as some of us tend to do. God, why am I not getting this right now? Why can I not have the toy that I want right now? Well, again, we have to be patient and wait in humility or humbly, without being angry that we're not getting what we want when we want. So humility, David did not let pride overcome him while he waited. Then if we turn to page 107, using God's eyes. In Ephesians 4:32, what should be our example for forgiving others? How God has forgiven us in Christ. That is our example. So make sure that you have the answer for the first bullet point: how God has forgiven us in Christ. And how many times should we forgive someone? 77 times. 77 times. So therefore, there is no limit. There is no limit. Okay. And Luke 23:34, Christ would have become very bitter toward those who beat him and nailed him to the cross. What was his real attitude? I remember speaking about this with you in class. And remember, we talked about Christ being forgiving, as he was nailed to the cross. He said, "Forgive them, for they know not what they do." So the answer for Luke 23:34 is to forgive because they do not know what they are doing. And Colossians 3:13, how does this verse teach that Christ is our example? We should bear with each other and forgive others as Christ has forgiven us. Well, I can say this over and over again. I've said it in class and I will continue to say this. There will be people that will make you upset. There will be people that you will disagree with, but your job is to be forgiving if someone has hurt you. I know sometimes that is hard, but forgiving goes a long, long way, and you will be at peace. For important quality traits or character traits, at the bottom of 107, you are going to unscramble. The first, you have to have faith. David had compassion. We should be thankful. Solomon was full of knowledge and wisdom. We need to have an attitude of forgiveness. Christ bore the cross of shame, rejection, and humility. David showed obedience. Make sure that you have all of those written in. And then I do want you to complete page 108. That is building your own life castle. So first you're going to read Luke, and in your own words, please explain what Christ is trying to make you understand, and go ahead and fill out the rest of the page. Again, there's no right or wrong, because this is how you feel. Okay, so always great speaking to you about Bible. Love Bible. I will speak to you later. Bye-bye.